bloody hearts. Now all I see is us. Yo, 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 this is Young Saint coming at you all with yet another video, and today we will be talking about the Abramelin ritual yet again. And this will be understanding the Abramelin ritual part 2. With that being said, before I get into reading my notes about this ritual, I would like for you all to pull out your notebooks or your notepads and go ahead and write down what I'm talking about if you're serious about doing this ritual and keeping up with the ritual. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read my notes to you all. I'm going to give you all a chance to like pull out your notebooks and notepads and grimoires and stuff like that and stuff of that nature. So yeah. All right. So I'm about to start reading part 2 to you all. All right. So the Abramelin ritual speaks of an entity named Belial. As you work more closely with this ritual, eventually Belial will hide the knowledge or try to sabotage the ritual at some point while you're trying to complete it. Remember, this wisdom has its foundations in the Holy Kabbalah, which was granted onto the firstborn and was exchanged between Jacob and Esau. It states that a child of a servant or an adulterer, the mysteries of the Kabbalah will not be granted, but only to a legitimate child, as it is related to Isaac and Ishmael. The mysterious languages that this book focuses on is Hebrew, Latin, Greek, Chaldean, Persian, and Arabian languages. The demons are a part of a race called the Viperine race. When you finally begin this operation, there will be a man that appears to you that will have a majestic appearance and will promise you marvelous things. Do not be deceived, because without the permission of Tetragrammaton, he cannot grant anything. If you put faith in this vain entity, your soul will be damned to hell. Again, if you put your faith in this entity, if this entity actually appears to you as like, how I put this, if this entity actually appears to you like how I just explained it, do not accept anything from this entity or your soul will be damned to hell. Remember, when dealing with this ritual, you are dealing with high magic, you're dealing with Enochian magic. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, by the way, down in the comments below. If I am, yeah. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn to the Abramelin ritual, page 40. And I have something highlighted in that page. It's book 1, page 40, per the McGregor Mathers version of the book. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you all. All right. So I have before cited certain examples in order to show unto thee that God Almighty doth not in any way grant the art or science unto a person in order that he may use it for himself alone, but in order that he may provide for the needs of others and those who do not possess this sacred science. This is why I pray everyone to follow mine example, and if he doth otherwise, the malediction of the Lord will fall upon him. And as for myself, I shall be excusable and innocent before God and before all men. Yeah, so before I read more into my notes, I would also like to say Abraham, in my opinion, sounds like a very, very, very arrogant person. In my opinion, whenever I'm reading the stuff that he talks about sometimes, but that's just the way I view it. Some chapters of the 3rd book, an evil or even a good person can use. So keep that in mind. So it would seem like this science is being granted onto Lamech, the son of Abraham. And before I tell you more about the ritual, I would like to remind you all that you need to be studying this book over and over again for 6 months before attempting to do the ritual. So in the first part of the ritual, it states that you must have a young child of the age of 6, 7, or 8 years old. Okay, this is when things kind of get a little bit tedious because we're entering into the second book. Okay, so they have to be 6, 7, or 8 at the most, and should be clothed in white. Before being clothed in this, the child must be washed from head to foot and should be placed upon their forehead a veil of white silk, which covers the forehead and also the eyes. And on the veil beforehand there should be gold with a brush. I'm sorry, like my handwriting, I can't even read some of my handwriting sometimes. I'm so sorry. With a brush or a certain sign made and marked in the manner in which it would be, which would be shown in the third book. Okay, he who operates this ritual should do the same thing, but upon a veil of black silk. So, yep, that's all I have for part 2. I don't want to make this video too long. There's going to be more parts to this video, or not to the video. There's going to be more parts to this series where I'm talking about the Abramelin ritual and how to perform it and how to get the operation going. Of course, in part 2, I'm going to read it for you all one more time. It states that you must have a young child of the age of 6, 7, or 8 years old at the most, who shall be clothed in white. Before being clothed in this, the child must be washed from head to foot and should be placed upon their forehead a veil of white silk, which covers the forehead and also the eyes. And on the veil beforehand there should be gold with a brush, a certain sign made and marked in the manner in which it should be shown in the third book. He who operates this ritual should do the same thing, but upon a veil of black silk. Boom, bingo. So with that being said, if you want more content like this, like and subscribe. I am always open to reading my notes on the occult, magic, and mysticism and sharing it with you all, and with other people that studies this subject as well. So, yep. With that being said, I know I like to say with that being said a lot. I would like to end this video, and remember, everything is not what it seems, as Disney's Wizards of Waverly Place says. Peace out. Boom.